besides that, PeopleShores, that PeopleShores came to town and everything else, and we are greatly, greatly honored that you all came down here.
We are happy too, very, very happy.
And I feel like
We're going to do very big things for everyone, just not for ourselves, everyone. Thousand surgeries have been done, everything is free, no charges whatsoever, not even for your students stay, even for the parents, they can come with the child, they can stay. We have a place for them to stay as long as the child is going through the treatment. And when the child is discharged, they can be discharged. Absolutely free, there is not a dollar, not a cent charge to anybody. That is something like this you ought to do here. That is the idea. It's nice. Very nicely done.
For adult work.
It's a good quality facility, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Very nice. Very, very nice. The patient should not come and think it's a free care, so it has no quality. They sometimes will misunderstand it is free.
Yes.
They should understand it's free, but of course also of the same quality as anywhere else in any corporate or private hospitals. Should be the same care, even more.
Then in India, and his spiritual advisor who's here with us today told him that men and women taking care of their parents, creating jobs in their own community versus coming to the big cities, that it's time that you went and did the same thing in the United States of America. So we really have to... We moved lock, stock and barrel to the Bay Area, met a number of us. You know, Murli is one of the most selfless people you know, and extremely passionate about everything he does. So he created an environment where we had the investors come in. We went and talked to a lot of large companies in the Bay Area to create the jobs. We got a lot of opportunity youth, and lo and behold, you know, we've done that over the last year and a half, and it's been extremely successful. A year ago, we had Mr. Dinesh Shawla and his wife visit us in the Bay Area, and he heard about what we were doing in PeopleShores, and he said, look, we think we can do the same thing in Clarksdale. Would you be interested? We said, absolutely. He brought this magical gentleman called John Livingston. And so John has been instrumental in working here with the entire community, working with the dignitaries here to make this happen. So it's today a really amazing event because we have about 23 associates who are now getting full-time jobs in Clarksdale at PeopleShores here. We have Miss Ashley Bowen, who's the first employee who's moved back. Who's moved back to be with her family, be the center leader, provide the leadership that's required. And now I'm going to request Ashley to come and say a few words.
I also would like to welcome you all to the opening of the Clarksdale office of PeopleShores. We are all so grateful. I speak for myself, but I think I also speak for our team when I say that we are so grateful for the opportunity that has been afforded to us by PeopleShores choosing Clarksdale. So without that team, we would not be here as well. They are developing services for clients that we have now. Several of them are on the walls, including FedEx, Transforming AI, Analyst, and Microsoft. They're developing cutting-edge technologies in machine learning, robotic process automation, and artificial intelligence. You might think that Clarksdale could not be capable of this kind of technology, of doing anything with cutting edge technology. But I say you're wrong about that.
Good morning. My name is Marquisha Lester, and I'm an advanced RPA developer here at PeopleShores. Back in January, I lost everything in a house fire, but God. I took a test I drove an hour from where I stayed to take a test to get a job that was another hour away. I never got that job, but during that time, there was a job there. And I know there had to be 300-400 people at the job there. And out of those 400, because of the test that I took off of my knowledge, I was one of 25 chosen. It's all thanks to Mrs. Bowen, Mrs. Nita, the mayor, Mr. Livingston, Mr. Morales, everyone who's had a hand in bringing PeopleShores to Clarksdale. All I can say is thank you, because we're not going to let you down. Great things will happen in the Delta, and this will not be the end.
Good morning, everyone. I just want to say thank y'all for coming and sharing this magical moment with all of us at PeopleShores. My name is Jerry Wilson III. I just recently graduated college with a degree in culinary arts. I was born in Beaufort, South Carolina, and I moved to Clarksdale when I was 3 years old. With PeopleShores being here, I've learned new skills that I didn't think I had at first. I learned how to work with Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word. I've learned about IQ-bot developing, and I've also learned about robotic process automation. The opportunity that this company brings to me is one that I love so much. It gives me a chance to do something new, such as automation anywhere, or working with the transformer AI. It also takes, and it gives me a sense of belonging. It has created a whole family here with me, and it's a family that I love being a part of. I want to tell Mr. Murley, thank you for bringing this company here, and I want to tell everyone else, thank you for being a part of it. This is one family and one company that I love so much. Thank you all.
Angela and the young associates are so articulate and passionate. Next time I don't need to be here. I would now like to request Mr. Charkowski to come and share a few words with us.
Indeed, it's an honor to be here this morning to share in this type of moment. I would like to share with everyone that is present that when something is written, it is written. A long time ago, this was written, where we are today and this moment that we're sharing today. Thank you for your vision. Thank you for seeing hope. And I'm talking about in Fiji, all right? Literally in Fiji, and now we're in Clarksdale, Mississippi. Wonderful. I want to share in the moment and just telling you how when there is power through prayer, and it's not always in the moments of saying the actions of people, but you must have that moment where you believe that something great will happen for your community. It will. A time ago, I was serving as a representative, and I had done somewhat of a good job. But I prayed and asked God, if you give me a second chance here in Clarksdale, I will work harder and I will serve you and I will make every single day. But my request in the contract was, please deliver this community. And a lot of people go around and they look at us today, and there's some people who are doubting the abilities of what we're doing now. The only thing that I can say is hold on, because it has been promised this moment. So I'm very proud. Very proud. So instead of just telling you about Clarksdale and welcoming you, I want to share in that moment and talk about just the people and how things come about, because the supernatural still happens. When you watch someone come along and you see an individual that you've known all of your life, and they were built for this moment. The man that was built to help the city of Clarksdale, Oklahoma County, is John Levinson. This is your moment, John. And when you get the help along the way from so many friends that you've known over the years, and you wonder why all of this is happening now, you can look to your friends that are in Greenwood and Cleveland, and they are a mighty family in the Delta, the Charlotte family. Please stand. This is how it works. The moment is here, and that's supernatural, and the only thing that we have to do is believe and continue to walk. Morley, please stand. Please listen, the conclusion is very simple. Loving all and serving all. That is the mission. It's very simple. And I know that where we've been in the Mississippi Delta, it hasn't been flat. But here we are in the moment of greatness. It's our time. It's our time to be the showcase around the world, globally, internationally, from coast to coast. It is our time to rise to a new level and set the bar high and show the way. Because I believe in the moments that we're standing in, because it was real. Congratulations.
That's going to be a pretty tough act to follow now. But on behalf of the Board of Supervisors of Oklahoma County, we want to thank all of y'all, everybody in this room, for pitching in and making this such a wonderful place. Sometimes a building will be around for a long time before you get that perfect fit, and I think we found this perfect fit. The PeopleShores is a perfect fit.
We had the announcement for PeopleShores in December. Morley said, we're going to start January 13th. I went to John and I said, John, I know it's Christmas and I know everything that's going on, but if we're going to start getting people to work and train on January 13th, we got to start now. He looked at me like, well, it's Christmas. I know. I didn't say it, y'all did. So we had that job fair. A lot of people showed up for those 25 jobs. A lot of testing was done afterwards for the folks coming for the next round of 25 jobs. And I have to say, I'm really persistent when I want something. Those of you that know me know that I just go after it, and you can tell me no, and you can tell me no, and you can tell me no, and eventually we're going to say, get her out of my head, give her something. And I'm going to say that the only other person that I've seen that is as persistent as I am, and he's short and sweet too.
Congenital heart disease in India is a serious problem. We have almost 300 children dying every single day. So there had to be a solution to this. So inspired by the words of our spiritual master, Mr. Srinivas took it upon himself to do his tireless and selfless work in creating a number of hospitals completely free of cost in India. It started in Inaguration, Chhattisgarh. The next one was in Palwal, Haryana. The third in Navi, Bombay. And the fourth one is going to start in Kolkata, West Bengal shortly. Today, over 9,000 surgeries are being conducted in these hospitals. 100,000 interventions healing these little hearts without any surgery. And it's been a remarkable, remarkable journey. There have been patients who have been coming not only from India, but from all over the world, from Nigeria, from Pakistan, from Nepal, and various other countries to come to this completely free of cost hospital, which is completely unheard of in India and around the world. Today, Mr. Srinivas is also responsible for creating these new kinds of hospitals in Nigeria, Fiji, and Sri Lanka. He is now working tirelessly to find out the root cause of these congenital heart diseases. There's a team of doctors and scientists who have come together to understand the genomic unraveling of this particular kind of disease. We are delighted to have him with us here today, and I would like him to share a few words with us.
Most adorable presence under which we all sit here in the sacred moment. Distinguished Mayor, Chairman, all the luminaries who adorn this beautiful, noble township of Clarksdale. Sisters and brothers, primarily of Clarksdale and the Delta area, thank you for welcoming us to your beautiful family. If there is one place which is truly heaven on earth, it is Clarksdale. Honorable Mayor was right, it was already written. What was written? God's extremity is sometimes, man's extremity is God's opportunity. Somewhere, sometime in life when we are driven to the extreme, God chooses to pick us up. Honestly, this is a moment when God has picked up Clarksdale. You were right. When sight becomes vision, when an act becomes service, when our whole life becomes a saga of dedication in alleviating suffering of our fellow brethren and making the place that we were born or the place we live in a better place, I think we find the true meaning of human existence. May I take a moment, sir, in particular to you, to tell you about Murali Ullaganti. I think many of you here on will be seeing more of him, will be working with him and hearing much of him. I know he has many friends in different parts of the world. I also know he's worked with very many people sitting here. But there is something that many wouldn't know that I'm privileged to know. First, he's the brother I never had in my life. That is Murali Ullaganti. I first met Murali. This is important because as a member of this community, as a member of this town, and as a member of PeopleShores, we should know and never ever forget the history that has brought us here. This gentleman met me when we decided to do something for the rural poor in India. It was over 20 years back. And when we decided to build schools where literacy was not available, give it free of cost and make them an empowered, educated lot, the first hand that went up was Murali Ullaganti. He came forth, and then I remember the day which was the origin of PeopleShores. He badly wanted a small place to work. So we went around the city of Bangalore where he had come, and after the search, he came to a place where I lived and then saw, sir, just hold your breath, a chemical waste place. It was a place of waste disposal. And he said, could I have that place as my first office? I was moved. I said, as long as blood flows in these veins, and for the act of nobility and compassion. He was a successful business magnate in the UK, in the United States, in Singapore. And here he was come with the single desire, I must come back and serve, as our Reverend Master said, your mother and your motherland. So he came with this vision, with this fire in the belly to do something. And when he asked me for that, I said, give me 90 days. And today, the Rural Shores office sits, and I am honored, blessed with this blessedness that he sits in that office. Nothing is anything. How did that grew the lives, the well-being, the welfare of ever so many families? Why does this not have to be a family problem? I was so touched when the young one said that PeopleShores is not a job. Healthcare does not move away from anybody from the time of birth to the time of death. It encompasses at all times. So this is something we want to bring in, and Clarksdale will show the light. Clarksdale, in my view, stands for compassion. Clarksdale will show that compassion is the new model the world is waiting for. And if there is a set of people who can make this happen, there is a set of people who were destined to make this happen. It is you, sir, and this beautiful Delta region, and this beautiful set of people. I must now also show my due respect and credit to my dear brother Isaac Berkeley Tribe, somebody who's from the Delta region, somebody who's put his entire life at the feet of serving humanity. All the best may you rise for Isaac Berkeley. And finally, to the credit and on the command of our master, we come with a huge delegation, Mayor. We wish to learn more, and we only bring with us sincerity, genuineness, and a keenness to serve. The only purpose and mission and meaning to our life is to serve. In that way, we are distinguishably different. There is no agenda that brings us here but the love of our brethren here in Clarksdale, because of all the great, beautiful geography of the America, God chose to put his finger on Clarksdale.
Such eloquent speakers, you can hear them forever. We would like to request Mr. Isaac Tiger to say a few words as ordered by our Divine Master, so please come.
So I've been given instructions to come to Clarksdale every single week and go to church. So I'll be driving over here, you'll see me in your church, and I look forward to seeing all of you and being part of your community, and we are so blessed to be with all of you now. You will see the Lord's hand touching this place and changing.
Foundation in Long Beach, California. He's also volunteered his cardiac surgery skills in Nigeria, Fiji, and Sri Lanka. We'd like to welcome Dr. Shan Sethi to say a few words.
We need except for that. That's really what you need at the end of the day, is dealing with the person you're helping, because it actually affects you too. You get affected from that. You become a better person. The community becomes a better place. The society becomes a better place. And then what do you have? We're talking about individual cities, but this is going to spread to the whole world. And so in ending, I'm just going to say, I did hear that there used to be a train stop in Clarksdale, okay, and it went away many years ago, and I guarantee you that train stop is going to come back. This is going to be a place where people are wanting to come. They're going to want to come. That train's going to empty out at the Clarksdale stop. So part of the last thing I want to end with is just the clinic. We're looking at this more than just treating patients. We're looking at this to help someone's life, the social inequities of life, the social determinants of health. We're looking at counselors, social workers. We're looking at having a dietitian. We're looking at preventative care. We're looking at all of that. And this clinic is not ours, it's yours. And so we really want you to really lead the way with this. And I'm going to echo what every single other speaker said, is really the hand of God has touched Clarksdale, and we're happy to be a part of it. Thank you.
You know, Mr. Madhusudan is a social and spiritual leader from India. He's been one of the key pillars in driving free initiatives in nutrition, healthcare, and education around the world. He embodies the principle of love all and serve all, and his leadership and tireless efforts to drive this around the world for all of us. It's now my distinct pleasure to have him come and say a few words to us.
Speak on behalf of our Master, our Guru, Bhagwanji Sathya Sai Baba. It is his message of love all, serve all that inspires us all to do what we are doing, and we continue to do. wherever we are. An Indian prayer goes like this: Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkham apnuyat. Which means, let everyone be happy, let everyone be healthy, let everybody see what is good and auspicious, let nobody have any sorrow. When this prayer is said, it is said for all. It is not just for myself, my children, my family, my community, my country, but all means all. And that is the message of Baba, which said, love all, serve all. The most painful thing to anyone is to leave one's mother and to leave one's motherland for the sake of survival, if not for better opportunities. And these two things are bane. It is Baba's feeling that many of the people in Clarksdale and the Delta region had to leave their mothers and motherland, that is the place where they were born, for the sake of a job, for the sake of surviving, for the sake of a little better health care, little more opportunities. And that must stop. Therefore, we must restore the dignity to the mother and the motherland by ensuring that their children won't have to leave this for the sake of employment or the sake of better health care. The idea of starting the PeopleShores is to ensure that children don't have to be separated from their homes, their families, their communities for the sake of earning a living, but jobs come to their own place so that they can serve the best when they are at home with their family, in their communities, they are happy, and when they are happy, they do much better. The other idea of healthcare is simply because some time ago Mr. Tidal told that people in Mississippi area have suffered a lot in the past and they continue to do so. And we must do something for them. And almost 6 years back, you are absolutely right that this moment was written, and it was just not a moment written and being read out today, but it is a prayer answered. So many people will suffer. And he said we must do something for them because he was born here. And I said, yes, definitely we must do, but when the time comes, when the time is right. We waited for 6 years, but the time has come now, the time is right, and that is why everything will happen as it has been written, as it has been planned. Our idea is not just to create employment on one side and ensure people have life of dignity and they get what they require, but also on the other side we must encourage them to serve others. If you have benefited, you must pass on this benefit to 10 others. That is the idea. So that nobody else should come from outside to help us. We should be able to help ourselves. This is just the beginning. The clinic that is beginning today in a small way is destined to reach greater heights in times to come. Most of the people don't believe us when we say things, but time will give all the answers. And in another 2 years or so, it will grow into a multi-speciality hospital serving all mankind, not just the people here in Clarksdale, but it will be the pride of Clarksdale to serve all of this Mississippi Delta region, all the people of all communities, absolutely free of cost. When God created the world, He did not charge us for anything. He did not charge us oxygen tax, water tax, land tax. He just gave it away all free. Why? Because He thought that all belonged to Him. All were His children. And that is the idea why we should serve for free. Because when we serve for free, we serve in God's name. We serve as God. This place of all America, this is the place which has stood by God, for God, with God in all testing times in the past. And that's why today God stands with them, by them, and for them. And that is why these initiatives, it's truly God's grace, and this is one place where we can openly and boldly and happily talk about God, because the people of this place have faith in God, and they believe that God exists and does good to everyone. And that is why we're so happy to be here. The moment we stepped in, we felt at home. It felt like another India to us, where people are so loving, so caring, so kind. Definitely, a time will come when America will be known because of Clarksdale. So good news is that time is not too far. The first ever free super specialty, multi-specialty hospital in America will be here. And all the people will come from all around to get benefited by the services that will be rendered over here. The town will again be abuzz with people and activities. This, what is starting with 22 people today, will definitely grow not just to 200, much beyond. So you should be ready to plan for a bigger place and bigger work in times to come. But yes, these are the early years. This is the learning curve. You must go slowly, steadily. You must learn how you should go about it, and God's blessings are there in abundance. Above all, this place is so very dear to our master, our Guru, Bhagwan, Satya Sai Baba, and he's all out to change the fate of this place by all these service activities. And I only pray again, prayer is the most powerful, on behalf of all of us to God, that He grants us the required strength, the abilities, and above all, the faith and surrender to do His will and bring joy, bring health, happiness, and hope to ever so many more people in this area and beyond. Thank you very much for having us all here.